This will be the fourth and final video of our 2022-2023 budget series. And the focus of this one will be on our other funds. So this will be the bond fund, other taxing funds, our bond fund and our special building fund. So just to get started here, we'll start off with the bond fund. So we still are paying on two bonds that the school has that the communities voted on and passed, and we will be for the next couple years. But for this next school year, our payment, you can see on the right hand side here, total payment would be about $797,650, and this is a slightly less than last year. And actually, I was looking back through past years, it's $80,000 less than past payments that we've had. The bond or the board has taken the initiative to take advantage of lower interest rates when we had them and refinance these bonds, and so the cost, our yearly cost, went down significantly, and then of course the overall cost went down significantly as well through those bond refinances. But so we still do owe on these, so we're proposing that we levy for $813,000, and we would get approximately $805,000 of that tax asking to be able to cover the bond payment. Again, we don't always receive all of those funds in the year. That's why it's slightly more than what we would owe on that. But again, it's about $6,642 less than last year for the bond. And so here's a more detailed view of the remaining payments on the bonds that we have. So this first set of bonds would be for the Performing Arts Edition that's on the front of the building from 2008. And earlier there, I guess, when the bond officially went on. And so we have this current fiscal year, and then 2 more years of that of almost full payments, and then it goes down significantly for the fiscal year ending in August of 2026. And then we will have the remaining bond that was voted on that we'll have to pay on. And this one was, if you remember, it was for the Science Edition and also for the CTE edition of the welding shop, wood shop, and then the West gym, excuse me. So have some payments remaining on that until the fiscal year of 2020 or 2034. And so that's kind of where we're at with the bond fund for this year and also for the coming years. On the special building fund, we have earmarks. The board has several projects that we're continuing to work on to keep the building updated, so you don't have to do it all at once. So last year, if you look back, we levied about 3.6 cents into the special building fund for about $550,000. Looking at the cost of what we have projected for this coming year, you can see on the bottom right-hand corner here, we have plans to make some renovations to our elementary playground. There's some further classroom updates that we plan on making. If you've been in the building, you can see the front group of classrooms right off of the Performing Arts Center that have been updated, and new lights, new ceiling, paint, carpet, and a couple rooms got some new desks, and those rooms look fantastic. Especially the lighting makes a huge difference. It's a much better learning environment and better light in those rooms. And that includes also, we did some change of flooring in the FCS room. So we have a hard surface floor in the FCS room now, so it's easier to keep clean and to maintain rather than having carpet where you're cooking and potentially spilling on the floor. So those were some great updates, and looking to continue to just take a small group of classrooms at a time to renovate them and just give them some updates to get them prepared to be ready to serve our students for the next 20 to 30 years is the hope. So those will be on there, and you can kind of look down through the list of things that we hope to get done in the next school year. And the bottom line is that plan, and again, we're trying to shoot high on those costs, but potentially could be $597,000. And so we're levying enough to pay for the projects that the board, in conjunction with the administration, have identified as projects that we'd like to do to continue to update our school, to have one of the nicest schools around, and to continue to serve our patrons and our students. So overall, this is what we're looking at. We had a previous video where we talked about the general fund and why we are ending up where we're at on the general fund. Our bond fund, about 5.2 cents. And then our special building fund at 3.9 cents, and overall a levy of 59 cents. So in this, you're looking at a change in tax rate of 5% as compared to the previous year. And you can see our valuation roughly went up about 4%. It was about 3.64%, I think, is where we went up in valuation year over year. So this is the sheet you'll be seeing in the newspaper. So if you have any questions or anything about that, just please don't hesitate to reach out. I'd be happy to talk about it. And then this sheet is also in the newspaper, the budget hearing and budget summary sheet. This one is a little less clear cut. We have to inflate some numbers on this just in case. There's talk about getting some more federal stimulus dollars, so we inflate our costs more than what we even anticipate they'll be, just so if we do receive those funds, we have the ability to spend those funds. So as you look down through that list, we don't anticipate spending near that amount of money in any of these. It's just preparing that, okay, if extra money shows up, we'll have the ability to spend it if we needed to, without having to call a budget hearing and amend our budget, which it does cost money and takes time. So in the effort to try to avoid that extra cost, we put these numbers up higher than what we think they will be. So if that makes sense, that's what this sheet is doing. And again, if you have questions, don't hesitate to reach out. We can talk through it. Again, this is stuff that we discussed as a board at our previous 2 budget work sessions. We will have a countywide meeting in Seward with the other Seward County schools, and that'll be on September 26th at the Harvest Hall in Seward at 6:30, I believe. But then we will meet again with the Centennial School Board on September 28th to consider the budget and the tax asking. And then this will all be due to the state on September 30th. And so that's kind of our timeline and what we're looking at to finish the budget for this school year. I appreciate you taking the time to watch these videos. I hope they were helpful in understanding why decisions are being made the way they are, and just an effort to be transparent. Appreciate you, appreciate the board giving me the confidence to go ahead and put these videos out there to just put our story out about why we're making the decisions we're making. So again, thank you, and we hope you have a great rest of your day.